David Thomas, welcome to 5 Minutes with O.
Thank you, Leanne.
I really love hearing your keynotes on global strategies and future trends, but tell me, how do you become an expert in that area?
Well, I seem to have been travelling my whole life. It started when I was 18. I went around the world. I went to Asia. I went to parts of the Middle East, and I got this sort of bug for thinking about what was happening around the world. Later on, I moved to Asia. I lived in Hong Kong for 8 years and ran an Asian business, which took me to all parts of Asia, including China, which in the early 90s was just starting to open up, and India as well. And now I spend my whole time thinking about how organizations can develop into these countries, these new emerging countries, to grow and innovate their businesses. Well, the first thing is that I want companies to focus on innovation, commercializing, packaging and selling their innovation, because in the Western world, that's what we have and that's what we need to be focusing on. The process, which I feel we spend too much time on, can be outsourced. The Chinese, the Indians, other countries can do it better, they can do it faster, and they can do it cheaper. So instead of focusing obsessively about process, we focus on innovation. And what brings it all together and makes it work is relationships. In the Western world, we have great networks and relationships which the emerging countries now need to access. So one of the things that I talk a lot about in my presentations is the importance of relationships and how you can commercialize that for the benefit of the organization as a whole.
David, we'd be really interested to hear what you do when you're not speaking.
I facilitate business and investment between developed countries and new emerging countries, particularly the BRICs, Brazil, Russia, India and China, the 4 countries that are changing the face of the global economy today. So when I'm not speaking, I'm working with business leaders looking for opportunities in these countries, and I also work with China and India to look at opportunities in the Western world as well.
You take a few trips a year to China, right?
I do. I lead delegations, I facilitate trade shows and investment opportunities, and I really spend most of my time putting people together for really dynamic and commercial relationships.
So you can start the process in the keynote, but then you can take them through the whole journey.
I love doing that. I love taking people to these countries. I find them really motivating and stimulating. And so often after people hear me speak, they say, could you take us to China? That's something I do a lot.
David Thomas, thank you for spending 5 minutes with O.
My pleasure, Leanne.